Hi, I'm Lindsay Hines and I'm running for Moline Valley School Board. I'm a proud wife, mother of two boys in the district, one at John Deere and one at Hamilton Elementary. I'm a community advocate and a Moline High School alum myself. I'm so proud to be part of this community and a product of our school district, and so excited to hopefully be representing this community on the board for the next 4 years. We do such a wonderful job in Moline. We have the greatest staff, the greatest community supporters, wonderful community partnerships, but there are a few areas I think we can improve. The first one being mental health. So we know that the last few years have been stressful on everyone, students, teachers, parents, administrative staff, all of those people. We went through unprecedented times and we're still coping with that. Students are still in COVID recovery mode, trying to, get back that time lost in the classroom with the one-on-ones with the teachers. The teachers are struggling, they're burnt out, their class sizes are bigger than ever. We don't have enough funding for all the awesome initiatives that they're trying to implement in their classroom. Students are under social pressures like they've never been before. We've got new social media popping up every day. It seems like they're coping with things that, simply didn't exist 10 years ago. And parents are coping with how to help them cope with it. So there's a lot of things going on with our students and with our staff. And Moline has made some progress in this area, but I think we can do more. We need to make sure that students have access to mental health resources. They have days that they're excused off from school, but oftentimes the actual resource of getting to a counselor or getting to a therapist is unattainable and certainly not in a sufficient time frame. So sometimes students can wait days and weeks to get in to talk to somebody, and that's simply unacceptable. We also need to make sure that our teachers and our other staff at the school have those same type of resources available to them in a timely manner. So we can't expect our students or our teachers and our support staff to come to school every day and be at their best and be their best self if they're struggling with mental health. So we have to help them help our kids succeed. The second thing I want to address is equity. So I think we've come a really long way in Moline, but we still have work to do. So I want to make sure that every student in our district has access to the facilities, the extracurricular activities, and the curriculum that they need to be successful. So I know that we have undergone some big remodels in the last handful of years. We have a few more scheduled in the next upcoming years, and that's really exciting because, again, we need to make sure that all of our students are learning in an environment that encourages learning. So they shouldn't have to be worried about, do they have the right kind of desk? Do they have flexible seating that they can use? Do they have the best technology? Things like that. All of those things kind of create an environment for learning. And we want to make sure that all of our students have access to the same types of those things. So that's another thing I think we can improve on. And the final thing is inclusivity. So again, we've come a long way in this space, but I think we do still have some room for improvement. So we have expanded the programming, the activities, the extracurricular activities that we have going on outside of school hours, the sports that are offered. We've expanded the types of curriculum in the schools that we're teaching. I think representation matters, and at this point in time, it's probably better than it's ever been, but it's still not enough. So I want to make sure that all of the kids in our district feel included, feel like they belong here, and feel like we're welcoming them in and we're proud to have them here. So, again, I think we've done a good job over the last couple of years making some progress, but we still have work to do. And I think the population that specifically comes to mind is our special needs population. So these kids are in classes at several of the elementary schools. We have special needs classes at John Deere or at the middle schools and at the high schools. And we need to make sure that they're feeling included, that they feel like they belong, and that we want them in the Moline district. We need to support the teachers that are in those classes. They're managing classrooms with a broad range of students, with a broad range of abilities. And we need to make sure they have the resources to help them feel included. So I would love to chat more with each and every one of you. You can find me on Facebook at Lindsay Hines for Moline Valley School Board. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns, or just want to learn a little bit more about me and why I'm running. And I hope that you'll consider voting for me on April 4th, 2023. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Jason Farrell. I'm running for Moline Valley School Board. I wanted to introduce myself and just tell you a little bit about what I'm passionate about. I'm running because I have 4 kids in the school district, 2 in middle school, 1 in preschool, and 1 in kindergarten. And I feel like now is the right time for my family and between my wife and I for me to get more involved, have more of a direct impact on what's happening with our kids, decisions being made for our schools, and be there to support our teachers and our educators. One thing I'm very passionate about is making sure that there's equity across the board for every kid, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, economic standing, and religious belief, really. Uh, every kid should have access to the same learning styles, should have access to the same resources, should have access to the same ability to lead and be involved in their schools. And I'm very passionate about making sure that our teachers and our educators and our school workers are given support, are backed up by us, and are given the resources they need to reach every kid. There are definitely a lot of hot button issues in our schools right now coming up. A lot of things that can be looked at emotionally, such as banning books in libraries, sex education, things of that nature. And it's important to note that a school board member follows a specific process. It's handed down by the superintendent to us to look at these issues and then vote on them case by case. And so while I'm no fan of banning schools, banning books in school libraries, I'm no fan of removing sex education. I definitely want to make sure that we're also not making any promises we can't keep, and that we're going to look at each thing case by case and handle them as a board and as a team. I'm 1 vote of 7 if I should get elected, and I will do my best to represent what I think is best for the school district, what I think is best for our students, what I think is best for the education process itself. But primarily, our job is to make sure the superintendent is doing their job, to make sure that the superintendent is given the support he or she needs to follow those processes, to look into those issues, and help in any way that we can navigate those waters. The school handbook is very important. The rules that we follow, how we are helping each student express themselves, how we are responding to each case, how we're working with our police department and with our fire department, and just with parents in general. And so that liaison role is very important to me, making sure that we are all educated on these issues and making sure that communication is very clear across the board. If you live in Moline Valley, I hope you'll vote for me. I'm part of a team of 4 that are running together: Ramona Dixon, Audrey Adamson, Lindsay Hines, and myself. All hope you can have you would vote for the 4 of us together. There's 4 open seats in this, 7 candidates. So I'm really looking forward to representing you, representing this district, and doing what I can to make sure that each kid has a voice in this process and each teacher and educator has our back. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ramona Dixon. I am a candidate for the Moline Valley School Board. I would appreciate your support for one of the 4 seats available this term. My experience, my passion, and my knowledge of educational systems are just a few reasons why you should choose to support my campaign. Although it has been a rough few years in the field of education, we here in Moline Valley School District have a lot to celebrate. 1, we have board and PACE goals. Goals provide direction, and they are essential in the continuous improvement cycle. 2, we have sustainable community partnerships. 3, our fine arts programs, Our sports and our after-school programs offer a wide variety of choice to students to be involved outside of the academic realm. Fourth, we have a number of AP dual enrollment and higher level rigor courses available to students starting at freshman year. Finally, we have so many caring adults in our school district. Those are all things to be proud of. As we know, successes do not come without challenges. As such, the main challenges that I see in Moline-Cole Valley School District and in education in general are staff shortages, post-pandemic learning losses, meeting the unique needs of all students, staff and student mental health, and school safety. Staff shortages in education will be an uphill battle. The number of individuals going into the field and those staying will be key to having highly qualified staff. In addition, all the new demands on educators cause burnout. However, meeting the unique needs of all stakeholders still remains a challenge. And a goal. When it comes to students, meeting the academic, social, and emotional needs of all students within a diverse population is a really difficult task. So you have people, the educators that are highly qualified leaving the field. You have minimized funding. You have shift in new priorities, sometimes with the same funding sources, and that poses a challenge for educators. Another challenge in education is that of student and staff mental health. The state recently enacted a law around students receiving excused mental health days. However, access to services for students is still a challenge. Further, many staff deal with mental health as well, but there is nothing really set in stone for staff to be supported in the same light that students have recently been supported outside of regular EAP type services. Another challenge in education is that of school safety. That continues to be a challenge across the nation, but having a lucrative partnership with the Moline Police Department helps Moline-Cole Valley schools. But school safety it just goes beyond what we could ever think that it would have gone 10, 15, or 20 years ago. After school, out of school sporting events require school safety. Before and after school programming, require school safety. Social media has brought a whole nother realm of need for school safety with cyberbullying and such. So school safety is always going to be something that's ever evolving. And so as school districts, we have to stay on top of it. Yes, there are hot topic items that school boards across the nation face. Those hot topic items include, but are not limited to, providing student access to books with different viewpoints, looking at curriculum that is supplemental in nature that presents different points of view, items such as notifying parents of children's pronoun preferences. To that, I'll end by quoting the great Albert Einstein. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. I believe in all students. I will support guidance that gives them all equal access and opportunity, regardless of if their beliefs are different from mine, regardless of if their race, sexual orientation, or religion preferences are different from mine. I believe in all kids.
Hi, my name is Mariela Trevino, and I am running for Moline-Cole Valley School Board. This time around, there are 7 candidates and 4 seats. So that means that you can choose up to 4 candidates. There are a couple of main reasons why I am running for school board. The first one being that I want to ensure that processes, procedures, and budgets are being followed to benefit all of us and to improve financial stability in our public schools. I have a bachelor's degree in accountancy, a master's in statistics and decision analytics, and then a master's certificate in business analytics. I am a fiscal director in my 9-to-5 job, and I know numbers, I know budgets, I know finance. I feel that we need that financial perspective on the school board to make sure to ask those tough questions, to make sure that the budgets are being followed, that they are correct. And then the second reason why I am running is to make sure that our students are getting that education that they need to be responsible adults when they graduate, regardless of the path that they choose, whether it be college or trades or social services, military, or even starting their own business. I want to make sure that our students are getting that well-rounded education so they can just conquer the world when they graduate. And another reason why I want to run for school, why I chose to run for school board, is to improve communication with our stakeholders, especially our minorities and our immigrants who are still learning the language. I am bilingual. I know English and Spanish, and I also know that in Moline Valley School District, 1 in every 4 high school student is Hispanic. So maybe their parents might be, that first generation immigrant who is still probably learning the language. And even though our school district has done a great job to try to reduce that language barrier, especially with at Lincoln Irving with the dual language program, we haven't seen anything on the board level to kind of help that out. I know we've had a couple of public meetings in Spanish, but I want to improve that and have more communication. So yes, that is why I want to run. And then just a little more about my background. I am a first generation Mexican American. My parents came from Mexico, of course, for a better opportunity. When I was 13, my dad did pass away. So we were low income. We were in poverty when I was a child. So, at school, I would, get the free lunch, and, I even got selected to receive like the Share Joyce assistance to purchase clothing. And so I feel like I went to college to kind of get myself out of poverty, and then I got into nonprofit to kind of give back to my community. And I feel that is why I am running for school board, to give back to my community and the taxpayers for everything that they have done for me as a child. So I feel that my education, my expertise can definitely be used as a school board member for Moline Valley. Thank you.